The tribe's caught a fluffy hulk. Better watch out, it's no pet. They couldn't keep it down. Fluff hulk's on the loose. Not dead yet. They've received news a Ronin had strengthened their ranks and were looking forward to meeting you. A group of myriad crusaders already headed out to Jagni's Mercadorpus outpost and are waiting for you there. You should hurry there and help them best the outpost. Not really. It's west of Bricktown. You can spot Gizmo's chug yard from the hill it resides on. Toxanol was something called a corporate juggernaut, and our world still bears, look, an emergency box from the old days when you needed to pack a punch. Wow, bet that nut makes a tight fist. Tunnels like this still carry echoes from the past. Can you hear it? That's more like it. You have hours stretching before you. That notice board, filled with the leftovers of used-to-be wants. You're getting close to one of those old The Toxanol Corporation made this place, and then just threw it. Toxanol never cared about the waste, as long as they didn't have to pay to clean it up. There must be a track somewhere in this brick town. Just hope it's not buried. This story is about a hero. Looks like the Fry Sparker's knobs need to be in sync if you want to get the hardware working. It's a Fry Sparker mindset. Boom, you got something. It's not exactly what you wanted, but you got it right away. You found the track! Amazing it wasn't destroyed. So much of this place was just discarded. No, it was never nice. It was new once, but that's not nearly... The tracks moved on from brick... The light is nearly blinding. You found the whereabouts, the deepest, darkest forest in the land, sometimes hard to see for all the trees. That's a Jagni tribe outpost. The deeper the night, the darker it gets. Mercadorpa's outpost, a Jagni tribe stronghold. Let's see. Says it's time to set the outpost free. Inflict as little damage as possible. Freedom is not worth having in a world that's doomed. Here's the first line of defense. That's a bomb lobber. That hit the spot, wrecked it. That twirly wheel works that drain pipe. Spin the twirly wheel and open that drain. Everything's clocking together. Got nothing to lose. Keep going. That cage is holding a helper. They never lost hope you'd come, but weren't sure if they'd last. Won't hesitate to carve out some revenge on those who hurt them. A sharpshooter. The scaffolding looks unstable. Better stay clear of the red ray. Here's the second line of defense. Timber. Bet a big bump will bring it down. Switched off the light. A barrel shoot. Smack it to get a barrel out of it, then hit it toward the gate and blast it. That looks splody. Shoot it and watch it blow. Not too close, though. Kaboom! You're in. Almost there. The outpost belongs to your tribe now. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger.
Gelin. Thinking of what, Naya?
Says you did a great job capturing the outpost. You've earned the privilege of carrying the tribe's weapon.
To guide la wood.
Hopes you'll use it to do some good in the world. Out of Date says he's doing his best to keep up, but from what he can tell, it seems you're making progress with the tribe. He had a feeling you'd get along with the Myriad tribe, but it remains to be seen what the future holds for your alliance. You seem to share the same values as the Myriad tribe. But Out of Date emphasizes that solving the tribe conflict won't matter unless you help make a stand. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date's forebodings are justified. The jumbo puff needs to be taken care of.
Luaptula.
He says the time has come to confront the jumbo puff at the end of the west route.
Kim hobe bekuku hifar muk.
Gizmo is working on making his mekton strong enough to endure the oxygen-deprived dead zone all the way out to the World Eater.
Atu awa ya ia.
You should get over there and see what you can do to help. Says back in the old times, sludge just piped into your house. Now you must wait for a truck to bring your sludge to you, and theirs is late. They're desperate for their sludge. Could you figure out what happened to the sludge truck? Says sludge is the fuel they burn to power just about everything. Just go find the truck and figure out. Otherwise, they're going to run out of sludge fast. Seems choked up about it, but it might just... Claims to have strange things. Suggests you take it easy. You won't strike a good deal here if you're in a... Fair trade. The forest is so smellicious. That's a ganote, easy prey for Lupin. For everyone else, they're a perfect mount and easily tamed if they are kept fed. That's a resource totem, a monument left behind by those that picked scrap, trying to keep the area clean. It's the chug yard. The board mainly has posts from those that used to work at the chug yard back in the days gone. They don't make much sense these days. Not much more to say about the board. The Toxanol Corporation used to run Chugget. They can carry you anywhere you like. Well, anywhere that they go to, and then you can leg it from there. You're on the right track. Tribes always scavenging for scrap, and the yard has plenty to go around. But they should have stuck to looting instead of playing around with sprockets. Bomper Bonker's busy ram-banging the door. This is your chance. Hope this rain is warm. Let's see. feel like you've figured it out. Yes, you can do anything. The sky's the limit. Now, let's take this back to Earth. Wow, you really took that all the way down to the end, in flames. It's a wonder some of these up and downs still work. Guess they built machines better in the past. The spent nuclear fuel that Toxanol dumped in the surf had detrimental effects on the marine habitats, while the overflowing landfills contaminated the groundwater. Combined, this sent their world hurtling on an inevitable road to ruin. I need to brush up on my Wando, but I have a feeling he believes it was you that caused the bang at the yard. Oh, and he says he knows you. You used to call him Gizmo. He gave you the oil-greased hands when he taught you how to upcycle. Gizmo remembers you as a nice kidling, and he can still sense the warmth of your good heart. But Gizmo says how you experience a memory can be different. You know the story, but sometimes the truth it brings is personal. It carries so much hate, and its insatiable hunger has only increased over the years since it claimed revenge on your parents. He understands history made Lupa Lupin a big part of your past, your present, and soon, your future. You still believe there's some good in everyone. You still have hope for tomorrow. He says you should know that what's meant to be will always find a way, but history shouldn't consume you. Gizmo understands you still have strong feelings, but urges you to keep them under control. You've witnessed firsthand what it'll lead to.
Yes, that's the way. No arguing with that.
That is how you shine light at the dark.
Seriously, don't doubt the dark. Oh,
I'm so proud of you for doing the right thing.
can't believe you let that loser sway you.
Hard to believe the world is actually going to survive. Just seemed impossible till now. Understands why you're bent on finishing the world off. Supposes it's a mercy to make it faster. Wonders if you liked working with the Myriad. They always seemed so centered and so seeking. But that's not important. Gizmo says it's taken a long time to bring the past up to the present, and where you go from here is up. He can't... You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the It's the part of the land that suffered most from the apocalypse. It's deprived of oxygen, making it next to impossible for anything but creatures that were most contorted by... There's short of breath and death to this zone. Better take care. He who half breathes, half lives. That's the leftover you're looking for. Nothing but dead air here. Sob about the thin air later. He says that's enough to get the Mekton functional. You'll have an engine, a fuel soaker, a gun, and a gathering net, but no... Something he devised to salvage valuables from the ground. There are usually spots hidden beneath puddles of oily goo where you can use the net. He's been working on another project for the Mekton, a cannon, but it needs ammunition, and by that he means the scripts. He says if they're trained right, they'll turn into a distraction for the jumbo puff. The best way to find scripts is to go talk to Moog. He knows the ins and outs of Unfortunately, this means you'll have to venture farther out into the dead... It's a little feisty and tough critter, a perfect fit for a live ammunition, if you ask him. Can't be too many days like this left at the rate the world is ending. The Grease Monkey's Mekton is built sturdy, just like himself. Can you imagine how this place used to look before the dead oil flood? might want to hold your breath before you head any further. You're about to witness the breathtaking vistas of what's known as the Dead Zone. That over there is Steepo Depot, the cliffside that Moog hangs on to.
Botse. Immo. Diava. Ja,
This one's impressed to see you out here. He figured you'd be dead by now. Not many are as tough and clever as you must be.
padam wakomo nas vaya.
Says a monster hunter hears many things on the wind.
Munteo mastola.
Moog says that all your power doesn't do you a bit of good if you're not willing to pull the trigger when the time comes.
Untlump.
Out there with the monsters, it's kill or be killed. Which will it be for you?
Circa full of in the horse.
You might have a steady aim, but you need to be sure that you pick your targets with care.
Zif.
It's hard to make those life or death decisions for others, but someone's got to do it. Otherwise,
Kalivav Cairo.
claims he mostly kills whoever he doesn't like.
Vedse Njavav.
Says it's wild that the world seems to be coming back, but he supposes that means more monsters for him to shoot.
Untlump Faub so.
Gets why you're thinning the herd so hard, but he wishes you'd leave some monsters for everybody else.
Intabadanj.
Says you should give up on working with the stubborn myriad. He keeps trying to put out their lights and they keep putting up new ones.
Intabadanj.
Says they keep the monsters away. He needs them closer, not farther.
Untlump Faub so.
But enough of that, right?
Bustachen Yadafa.
He says the wildlife, nature, has changed and turned against us. Instincts of survival took over when the world changed.
Bustachen Yadafa.
He's not sure about their veggie diet anymore, and if it's changed, who knows what it's done with the chemical composition of their body output.
Mustakabala nukundunash.
Right now, though, he feels he's come to a point where he's got a pretty clear idea on the whereabouts of monsters, both tall and...
Uvuksu iskualihan yoskaba.
Says he's not sure, but if you're going to haunt something, it seems a waste not to eat it.
Why ad fulia haya?
Moog says you must learn to walk before you can run. It takes practice before you can call yourself a monster hunter.
Uksa u intabadangali.
Fortunately for you, he can help. He understands you need to start off with something small before you go big. There's no better place to start than a squip cave. Hunting down a couple of these little critters for yourself should keep you on your toes.
Yamafore domedahunga.
Says you stick to the haunting and shots present themselves later. Winners get to keep moving. Wait, it's the Scrip hole-up. Place is just filled with critters. Someone locked it solid. Once the volatilization from the nuclear waste evaporated, a volatile gas rose through the soil and infested structures, even Toxanol's own buildings. So, in a way, they caused their own death. There's not much left of what we used to call our world. Oh, idea. Go knock the lid off that sludge truck. It'll fill the place up and you can get up to that entrance there. Looks like the switches need to be turned to match so enough charge can flow through the conductors. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. This Mekton is much more graceful than it looks. In the old world, roads like this really led somewhere. Now, most of them lead to disaster.
Sit up. Clapper,
He says that's enough scripts to sustain the Mekton's claw crane cannon with infinite ammunition. Well done. That's the special weapon he made to store the scripts in the Mekton. It will be strong enough to launch them at the Jumbo Puff. Gizmo's made vehicles before to confront the Jumbo Puff himself, but failed. But this time, it's different. The Mekton will be strong enough to do the job. It's time to put a stop to the World Eater now. Otherwise, he fears the damage it's caused to the tree already will be too much to handle. There's time to improve the Mekton before you confront the Puff. There are more wreck boxes out in the dead zone with gear you should be able to equip the Mekton with on your own. It's already quite sturdy, but upgrading it will greatly improve your chances of victory. Gizmo wants to help if he can. Subtle it is not. Remember, any wreck you can crawl away from is a good one. Bang Shelter 7C should have been stated right there in Toxanol lettering. Don't you just love the smell of burning black juice? This area is biocontaminated. It's really hazardous. A new day's here. Might not be so many left. Looks good. Shop. That's one just over there. Go for it. grab tight and don't let go. The grotto. It's deep enough to explore. Keep your hands on the move sticks. That's a jumbo puff with an appetite. Ain't no fuzz. Better put an end to it before it ends our world. The jumbo puff is kicking it up a notch. It's time for an electric performance. bad feeling about this. It goes all the way down to the stomach. Start like a snack, and you'll end up with a ride down the intestinal canal. That's too close to the end station. Better move up and away, or be swept out the bowel way. Wow, what a super-sized wormwimp. That must be as big as they come. You see, it's what's on the inside that counts. The torus is pumping at half a beat. You know what to do. Guessed it would go down with a throw-up. Can it really get any better than that? He thanks you for dealing with the first World Eater. It's a start. You should go see Out of Date and find out what you can about the machine he's named the Ark.
All the goals are gonna head.
You're good-hearted enough, so you'll have no problem getting him to share the information with you. He trusts you know where to find Out of Date by now. He's always been at the foot of the tree, and that hasn't changed. Don't let it wander. Point it. This area is blazing hot. You'd better have something that'll keep you cool if you're going in. Spot that fixer-upper? Got to be something worthwhile in it. Don't blow air, you'll need it. This is called suburbia, a place to get away from the city stink. Yippee-ki-yay! The yerp fields, where the echo of your actions resounds clearer than any other place you'll find, except for where that's not true. That's an aurora totem. Legend has it that activating the four of them together will form a band of your aura. There it is, the tree of life. The idea that all life is related by common descent, where the twigs are existing species and those produced in the past represent the succession of the extinct. The tree's great branches were once budding twigs, a connection between the past, present, and future, a representation of all extinct and living species with its ever-branching and beautiful ramifications. We are an evolution of those that came before. A story has got to keep moving forward. Let's see. It's a place well hidden. It's just below the above.
Atu awa ya ea.
Out of Date's impressed you made it this far, but there's still so much left to do. The end of the world is still on everyone's minds.
Yevofo lolan awful.
You've beaten a path where you have the power to destroy or save everyone. Question is, what you'll do with that responsibility.
Kotuvon ko konvun kono.
He can sense that your heart beats steadily and acknowledges that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others.
Luatolo mawa.
Thinks it's important that you remember who you are and where you came from. Someone without knowledge of their history and origin is like a tree without roots.
Lotolu bayo.
What do you think his are? He's the one that's called out of date, remember?
Lotolu bayo.
Out of date says there's a time for everything. And now there's no use thinking of the past, for it's gone.
Loma utolu ba yowo.
Think of the present because that's where you are. It's time to set your priorities as the one who completes things.
Valu alo hero.
If you continue to do good, good will follow you.
Do wawu.
If the world really does end, there won't be anywhere to run. So he's prepared for the worst, something he calls the Ark.
Kozata ghetto.
He hopes you're right. He gets that you mean the journey continues either way, but personally he wants the tree to survive.
Yuba dolo wawa.
Out of date says there's no clear record of the chain of events that changed the course of history and brought the world to its knees.
Befarbihita hun tokob kirko.
He's found evidence on the Ark, records of a crisis, decades of contamination that permeated the ground and broke its inner core.
Befarbihita hun tokob kirko.
The contamination disrupted what we now know as Ki energy, the life force that runs through all things, living and inanimate.
Ko boboye boy.
He's been told the blight affected everything at a genetic level and turned our perception of normality on its head.
Why katawa?
It was only those that changed that avoided extinction, proving that the possibility for survival and renewal was real.
Yatu yao mawa.
He understands you are curious about the ship at the foot of the tree. He says it surfaced when the oil broke through the ground.
Tolua lo toloka.
The Ark predates the back-in days, and now, after years of study of the manuals he found inside, he believes he's figured the ship out.
Tolua lo toloka.
The Ark has room for 4 more, and he trusts you'll apply wisdom to your compassion and choose whom to save if the world comes to end.
Yatu yao mawa.
He'll keep the seats open, and you are free to invite up to 4 others to join you in the Ark in the event of a cataclysm.
Fofo bagwa papamu.
Out of date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy.
Tolowoya lo yalo batoloyo.
He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Goop in the southeast.
Buboko von Yulu.
Out of date says that even though he's unsure about your intentions, he hopes you'll support Goop.
Buboko von Yulu.
He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Goop and making sure he gets what he needs is up to you. That's the sound of impending doom. Out of date's premonitions of imminent disaster are true. The porcupine needs to be handled.
Fabobe mok kofar.
Out of date says that Goop is worried now that the Southeast World Eater is stepping up its activity.
Atu wamawa.
He explains that Goop is working on a goo-gliding vessel in order to get to the World Eater, but needs help to get it done.
Atu wamawa.
Out of date suggests that you should head southeast as fast as possible and see what you can do to help.
Far kobe mako tofar titaba.
He wonders what's on your mind. says you'll meet again.